Hi everyone, editing Ruby here 2 weeks after I filmed this initial video, and I just wanted to let you know that all future Mama in the Saddle videos, including this one, are going to actually be on the new Mama in the Saddle channel. So I'll have that linked below. Make sure to follow and subscribe over there for all future Mama in the Saddle content. Hey friends, I'm back and I am so excited to update you about everything that's happened since my last video, which it's been quite a while. I'm here with my 2-week-old baby today. Today he is 2 weeks, and yeah, so much has happened. I'm going to spare you a lot of the details because I did have a bit of a traumatic birth experience, and I know when I was pregnant I really didn't want to hear people's traumatic birth experiences because it just didn't help with the birth anxiety and things like that. So I will spare the details. If you want to know the full story, maybe that'll be a future video. I don't know, we'll see. But as of today, what I can tell you is he's healthy, I'm healthy, we're both like on a good road at this point and feeling really good. So essentially my last few weeks of pregnancy were really hard. If you've watched my other videos, you know by now that my first pregnancy was just really different all around, and this baby brought some different experiences right from the very beginning, and the last few, actually 2 months, were pretty rough. So I started having some kind of uterine activity, some contractions, a lot of Braxton Hicks when I was just kind of out walking around, which, you know, as a horse person, made things challenging to say the least. And I ended up kind of being put on, not quite bed rest, but definitely activity restriction as the pregnancy continued, to try to make sure that he wouldn't be born early, which then by the time we made it, we had a couple of like false labor episodes where I thought maybe this was going to be it, and we got ready to go to the hospital and all the things, and then the contraction stopped and he didn't come. So we made it to the kind of like green light window of 37 weeks, and then he still didn't come, and still didn't come. And finally at 38 weeks, I went into labor, and it was very exciting. And then we got like contractions were 3 minutes apart. I was really having to kind of work through them, like breathe through them, and couldn't talk anymore. And the midwives came because we had hoped for a home birth, and at 38 weeks it's safe to have a home birth. So they came, and like the contractions just kind of slowed down a bit when the midwives came, which I've heard can happen. So I was trying not to worry too much about labor stalling again, but just kind of thinking, you know, maybe it'll pick back up once things kind of settle down. And the midwife thought she heard something off in the Doppler, and she recommended we go to the hospital for continuous monitoring. So again, all the mental gymnastics and jumping through hoops of now changing the plan. We were gonna have a home birth, and now we're not. We're going to the hospital. We went to the hospital. Everything was all clear. Monitoring didn't find anything off, so they actually sent us home, which I was shocked that even happened, because normally once you check into a hospital, that's it, you stay. And at that point my contractions had really slowed down, and so I think they just sent us home. So the midwife was like, okay, eat a big dinner, get some sleep. Most likely thing is you're gonna call me at 2 a.m. and your water's gonna be breaking, and I'll come back. And so I went home, ate a big dinner, went to sleep, and woke up in the morning still pregnant. And this continued for about 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, where I didn't stop having contractions during that entire time. And these were very real feeling contractions, but they were not productive. It wasn't actually doing anything to dilate or kind of move the baby in any productive kind of way, but it was very uncomfortable, and they never fully stopped. I didn't sleep pretty much any of those nights. It was really uncomfortable and not enjoyable. And the only reason I'm sharing this is because after this happened to me, I had so many people tell me that happened to them as well, and I was just like, how come no one talks about this? Like, why is this not a thing that people share? Because I had no idea that this was even a possibility. So I wanted to make sure that now you know that this could happen, and particularly, I guess, with second and more babies. Sometimes people have this really prolonged kind of prodromal labor situation. So anyway, this went on for about 2 weeks. And then when I finally did go into labor, the labor was really fast. And he was born at home, which was wonderful, and in the water, which was also wonderful. It was like everything I had wanted. The labor was really, really intense because it was so fast. It was a lot more intense than my labor with my first, even though her birth was also pretty fast for a first baby. But this was like a whole different thing. Like, it was super intense, but good. Like, I was just so relieved to finally be having a baby after so many kind of like false starts and getting excited and then disappointed and all those things. And then yeah, so he was born at home finally in the water. It was beautiful. He was 9 pounds 22 inches, which is wild because my first was only 6'11", 6'13", so big jump there in size. And yeah, healthy, pink, vigorous, happy. And you can probably, I'm sure, hear him over here grunting and moving around. This is a rare awake moment for him, but he's a great sleeper. He's been like such a dream baby for sure. And yeah, so much fun to have him here. But unfortunately, shortly after he was born, I ended up having some complications, including a retained placenta. Just kind of gloss over these. I won't go into any kind of detail. They sent me to the hospital, where at the hospital I then hemorrhaged. And so I ended up needing a lot of help. And yeah, that was kind of a gnarly experience and definitely not what I had expected. So we had this like beautiful home birth, and then everything kind of like flipped really fast. And I ended up staying in the hospital for 3 days, and then they let us come home. So since I've been home, this is only, I think, the second or maybe third time I've been out of bed. I have had very low energy, just I think from everything that happened, both mentally and emotionally and physically, and feeling a little better all the time. Today again is 2 weeks to the day since this little buddy was born, and I am just so grateful to be past all of that and to have him here in my arms. My daughter, who is a little over a year and a half old, she's been wonderful. She definitely had some big feelings the first couple of days. It was the first time we'd been away from her, so we ended up being away for I think like 4 or 5 nights all together, between the labor and the hospital stay. And so that was really hard for her to adjust to, and then coming home to then mom and dad were home, but so was this new baby, and so that was a big adjustment as well. And she actually has been doing really, really well. She is pretty obsessed with the baby. She wants to hold him and kiss him all the time. We have a few kind of rules just because she's walking toddler germ. So we tell her she can only kiss him on the back of the head, and she is learning body parts, so she really wants to like touch his nose and his eyes, and no touching his face. And if she wants to hold him, she has to put on the breastfeeding pillow. I have a My Breast Friend pillow that buckles, so it's like really secure. And she sits in there and we buckle it, and she sits there and holds the baby. It's super sweet. So that's been really lovely to watch her kind of getting to know him. It also has been challenging to be stuck in bed with a toddler. Luckily, my husband has been able to take some time off work, so he's been home full time. And also my parents and his parents live close by, and so does my sister. And we have so many amazing friends and relatives in the area. Bless you. You okay? Okay. So we have had so much help and support around the house and doing housework, and people have been bringing us really amazing, delicious, nourishing meals, and yeah, it's been just a really awesome experience seeing how our community has really come around us and helped us through this time. And also, I am so excited to get back to the barn. This is the longest I've ever been away from the barn in, I think, like pretty much ever. Definitely my adult life, probably most of my life in general. And I'm just really excited to get back to my routine and my, you know, barn friends and my horses, and start kind of getting things back on the track that they are. I've just had to kind of hole up and disappear for a little while. So anyway, there's my little update. I am leaving out a lot of details. I'm glossing over a lot of things just because I don't want to create more birth anxiety out there for people. I know that's already an issue. However, I also have been really struggling to find stories from people who went through something similar to what I went through. So maybe I will make another video about that too, just to kind of give a voice to that if people are interested. But for today, that's where I'm going to leave it. And I am hoping to get back on track with videos again as well, and start posting more resources and helpful things. And I have some big ideas and big plans for what's next with Mama in the Saddle, and I'm really excited to share that with you. So thank you so much. And if you are new and you want to check out more videos, probably you're not new if you're already watching to the end here, but if you want to check out more videos, I have lots more videos about my pregnancy as an equestrian and a mom. And I also have some really great interviews with other mother equestrians that are just, I think, really helpful for anyone who's maybe an athlete or works for themselves and is really trying to juggle this parenting and pregnancy and whatever your passion is, because that's a really hard balance. So yeah, best of luck and be well, and I'll see you in the next video.